in Europe, and BMW is now looking to Argentina to build a plant instead of shoring up the German economy and building another plant there. Wow, what's up with that? This and many, many more things on today's show, the Just Jim Show, broadcasting from the bunker. And I tell you, it's windy up here today. Apparently, we're going to have about a 30-degree drop in temperature, and they're claiming an inch of snow tonight. Good thing I cleaned the pellet stove out yesterday. Anyway, from the bunker, Lake Wish I Be Gone, the Just Jim Show on Thursday. What is today? 10/25/12. Don't forget, you can call in at toll-free 855-490-2300 or send me an email at justjim@thejustjimshow.com. And with that, off to our Pledge of Allegiance.
Getting back to school, I remember a teacher that I had. Now, I went through the 7th grade. I went to the 7th grade. I left home when I was 10 years old because I was hungry. And this is true. I work in the summer, I go to school in the winter. But I had this one teacher. He was the principal of the Harrison School in Vincennes, Indiana. To me, this was the greatest teacher, a real sage of my time, anyhow. He had such wisdom. And we were all reciting the Pledge of Allegiance one day. And he walked over, this little old teacher. Mr. Laswell was his name. Mr. Laswell. He says, I've been listening to you boys and girls recite the Pledge of Allegiance all semester, and it seems as though it's becoming monotonous to you. If I may I recite it and try to explain to you the meaning of each word? I, me, an individual, a committee of one, pledge. Dedicate all of my worldly goods to give without self-pity. Allegiance, my love and my devotion to the flag, our standard, oh glory, a symbol of freedom. Wherever she waves, there's respect, because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts freedom is everybody's job. United. That means that we have all come together. States, individual communities that have united into 48 great states. 48 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose. All divided with imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common purpose. And that's love for country. And to the republic, a state in which sovereign power is invested in representatives chosen by the people to govern. And government is the people, and it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people, for which it stands. One nation, meaning so blessed by God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right of power to live one's own life without threats, fear, or some sort of retaliation. And justice, the principle or qualities of dealing fairly with others. For all, which means, boys and girls, it's as much your country as it is mine. And now, boys and girls, let me hear you recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Since I was a small boy, 2 states have been added to our country, and 2 words have been added to the Pledge of Allegiance: under God. Wouldn't it be a pity if someone said that is a prayer and that be eliminated from schools too?
WPEG.net. your local PEG programming content provider. We provide programming in public, education, and government programming for you, our listeners, a listener-supported station. Don't forget to support our underwriters because they're the ones who care enough to bring you this program. At Hodag Gun and Loan, you'll find one of the largest selections of new and used guns in the Northwoods. Beretta, Ruger, and Springfield Armory, rifles, pistols, and black powder. At Hodag Gun and Loan, your gun and ammo needs are covered. We buy gold and jewelry too, and right now we're paying the highest prices in the Northwoods for your gold. Located at 915 Lincoln Street in Support our underwriters. After all, they're the ones that keep us bringing this program to you. Are you ready for digital TV? Dave's TV is. Do you know what you need? Do you have what you need to watch the new digital TV signals? We've been installing antennas and satellite dishes for the past 25 years. From city installations to hunting shacks in the woods, from rabbit ears to 300-foot towers, we've seen it all. No job is too big or too small. Call Dave's TV and Satellite today at 715-362-3001. That's Dave's TV, 362-3000. WPEG.net television network is your PEG content provider in Wisconsin's Northwoods. Public, education, and government programming content is what we do. From city meetings to school board meetings and all points in between, you can count on WPEG.net to deliver the news of your elected officials to you. With WPEG's television network working for your community, you don't have to miss another government meeting or an important school board presentation. We deliver directly to your living room and computer. Tell your city officials that you want to know what they're doing. After all, that's why you elected them. Let your elected officials know that you want WPEG.net television network on your community cable television system today. Call 715-490-2300 or 490-2303 and tell us what you think. Or you can send us an email at pegnews@wpeg.net. WPEG is a listener-supported station. Do you need a safe and secure place to keep your personal property? Do you want 24-hour lit access to your mini warehouse? Do you want your own lock on your storage unit? Conveniently located at 1647 Menominee Drive in Rhinelander, Wisconsin, Cedarwood Mini Warehousing has exactly what you're looking for in short and long-term storage units. With nearly 200 storage units that provide safe and secure storage for your personal property, Cedarwood Mini Warehousing and Storage will meet all your storage needs with their short-term and long-term rental contracts. Storage units come in sizes from 4 to 6 foot to 12 by 16 for your large personal and household items. For a limited time, get 1 month free with a 6-month paid rental contract. Call 715-366-2260 today to see about availability and current monthly specials. From big to small, we store it all. Call 715-366-2260 today. Prices subject to availability and rental contract. WPEG.net, your local PEG programming content provider. We provide programming in public, education, and government programming for you, our listeners, a listener-supported station. Don't forget to support our underwriters because they're the ones who care enough to bring you this program. Hello, welcome back, gang. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thursday. It's a call-in day, kind of open subject day. I got stuff to talk about, but if you got something you want to get off your chest or off the other end, feel free. Give us a call, 855-490-2300. I'll put you right into the studio. We'll get you on the air. We'll talk about it if you want. If you got the cojones. That's the guy from Boston. Hey, the guy from Boston is back. Joe Lagarde. Which reminds me, I didn't play him this morning, and why not? Because it's actually a good little clip. He's got a whole bunch more out there now, and I'm gonna keep dragging him in. So, but he's not for the young, or he's not for the young, or should I say, the weak at heart. You gotta watch it. Sometimes I edit it out. He throws a couple F-bombs in there, so at times, I mean, not most of the time, I don't like playing that. Excuse me, but hey, Joe is Joe. He's got the cojones to say what you're thinking. I already know that. I've got a couple of very, very interesting things that happen here locally, and we'll get to them in the second hour. But for right now, I'm going to stay with the Euro because it seems like no matter what we do over here, we're just so engrossed in the presidential cycle right now, and rightfully so. We need to tend to business here in the United States, not necessarily overseas. But that said, The events that are going on over there are absolutely just red flags at a bullfight about what's about to be happening over here if we continue to go down the trail that we're on. And it is not a pretty sight. This has just got flags all over it, these next couple of stories. They're all linked together as standalone stories. You say, oh, well, whatever. But Peugeot is coming out of Reuters. PSA, Peugeot Citroën unveiled a government-backed refinancing deal for its lending arm as the struggling French automaker's financial position deteriorated further, sending its stock into a historic low. Now, welcome to the socialist president, Holland, that got elected there a while back. Remember, yesterday I said this. Where has France been? Where has Ireland been? It started with the Olympics. Everybody started to back away from all the headlines of bailout here, bailout there. And I don't know how many of you do not listen to what the news is that comes out of the European Union, but you really do need to pay attention over there. From the Lieber interest rate fixing crap to the Holder and the Feds over here, they're all intertwined. Trust me, the world isn't that big. If you want to just put your head in the sand or put your blinders on and think about what's going on in your local community, so be it. But you need to take care of business in your local community, and we haven't been. We've been hearing it, but it's like water off a duck's back. So anyways, here now France is back in this is Europe's second biggest automaker, said it was to close an agreement with creditor banks on 11.5 billion euros or $14.9 billion of refinancing, and it won state guarantees on 7 billion euros in further borrowing for its operations. Hello? I'm starting and have been of this opinion for the longest time. Given a government's only attention span being bailing out companies, shoring up companies that, for whatever reason, cannot sustain themselves in a market, means that the government is not spending time and attention in making jobs. All they're doing is putting fires out. Got a fire over here, you put it out. Got a fire over there, put it out. They're Band-Aids. There is no time. Anybody in small business here understand what I'm saying? Welcome to what drives America, small businesses. When and if a small business starts to spend time putting out fires, a little fire over here, a little fire over there, they don't have time to grow their business. They're just maintaining a status quo. Whoa! Oh, where's that term coming from? Mr. The head village idiot here. Hey, this guy, if you're over on the TV side, this guy right here, the village idiot, all he wants, well, no matter what he said on Leno last night, what a wuss that guy is. Leno, I had a little more faith in you than what you did last night. Obviously, you're playing the game. You played the game, and I think your show is going to have a hit. I really do. I think your show is going to take a hit. Of the two, between you and Letterman, I would watch you, but I'm at the stage of the game. I'm going to watch some stinking-ass rerun of something. I don't want to put up with you and yours with what's been going on recently. That guy just wants status quo. He does not want to grow the business. He doesn't want anybody to grow the business. His track record says that. He says he's got all these plans. He needs more time to implement his plans. All more time that he is going to get from more time is continuation of the status quo. And why would America want to have status quo with this yutz? Some people have said that this picture shows an ear. If any of you know what it is, it's called an ear. It's what people somewhere off, out of sight, speak and say something, and you hear it. If you look at my picture, I've got mini earplugs hanging out of my ear here. That's, whoa. Well, they don't stay in sometimes. But that's what some people have said. Now, I haven't had a good enough picture to blow up and take a look at it, but whatever. Bank PSA, Peugeot is now government-backed. London-based Credit Suisse analyst David Arnold said it's becoming increasingly obvious that selling assets won't stem the cash flow. Do you understand what he's saying? There is no way that the assets of that corporation have enough value to pay the debt down. Peugeot shares were down 6.5% at 5.45 euros as of 8:01 GMT time, touching their lowest level since 1986. And again, Peugeot makes a nice car, but I don't think their numbers are up in sales to continue to make. Don't make the automobile anymore. It's just the way it is. The Peugeot, Europe's car maker, has slumped as consumers find their budgets hit by unemployment and government austerity. The Peugeot rescue coincides with news that Ford Motor Company will close a factory in Belgium, employing 4,300 workers as it tries to stem losses in the region. It's not losses; they're hemorrhaging. If anybody reads the European news, anything news off the continent, what is going on in Japan right now? Japan has on its shores, on the docks, multi-levels of vehicles that are not being shipped to China. And why one would ask that question? Well, come on, you guys know what's going on. The same holds true. Japan is not exporting vehicles. Who's buying a car? Anybody here buying a car? Anybody want to spend a $700 a month payment to buy a new Suburban? Are you better off than you were last year? I know a bunch of, even myself, my truck's getting old. I sure as heck, it's starting to look kind of ugly too. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end up going in and having some body work done to it, and it beats having a car payment or truck payment. That's unbelievable. So now Belgium is just waiting to lose 4,300 workers, quality, competent workers, because Ford can't compete in the market. And that's not I'm not casting an aspersion at that. I'm just telling it like it is. There is not enough economic stability for people to purchase products at those price levels. Europe's car market has slumped for consumers. Oh, never mind. Peugeot is scrapping more than 10,000 jobs. So now you have 14,300 auto worker jobs between two auto manufacturers. That's unbelievable. Which stemming losses equaling 200 million euros a month, while developing future vehicles with General Motors to deliver more savings in 5 years' time. Right now, I'm going to tell you this. Here, you heard it first on the Just Jim show. The auto business in Europe doesn't have 5 years. Absolutely, positively doesn't have 5 years. The competitive environment, the debt outlook reflects dimmer prospects for 57.4% owned businesses, parts business, which cuts its full-year earnings forecast on Monday. Yeah, you're losing all your parts distribution sales business. The competitive environment is getting tougher with increased pricing pressure and ongoing deterioration in the markets of Southern Europe. Welcome to Greece and Spain. Sales fell to 12.93 billion euros in 3 months ending September 30th, as revenue from the core car-making division dropped 8.5% to 8.52 billion euros. That's unbelievable. They're expecting a 9% market decline, worse than the 8% contraction. See, I love it. Some guys call it contraction, withdrawal, status quo. Let's call it what it is. It's a decline. You're on the slippery slope. And I don't want to be a naysayer, but the facts are on the table. Any average homeowner that knows how to balance a checkbook understands what is going on here and the people who are causing it to happen. This guy right here, what is he doing? All he can do is stand there and talk smack to kids. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And the hordes of people who are just swooning over this yutz. It is absolutely unbelievable. Talks with the new alliance partner General Motors have settled on 4 joint vehicle programs. So they're gonna partner with GM Government Motors and do some kind of a partnership. Why doesn't GM just buy Peugeot and be done with it? The refinancing deal will be finalized in the coming days and comply with European Union rules. See, this is the interesting, to me, the very interesting part of this.